Hi guys, it's Corey McCullough. I am doing a PD for a little art therapy. It's based on the book The Wild Card that we read a few years ago. If you didn't read The Wild Card because you're new to Carter, um, then that's totally fine. Basically, the purpose of this is just to let loose a little, practice some self-care, and also really evaluate our why, especially now that we're going to be online. That reward from face-to-face interaction is not going to be there as much. So I really think we have to hone in on why we're doing this and stay positive for the kids. So I'm going to be doing my example in the next few minutes, and you can pause it as you watch and work on your own. So just take this time right now. Pause me, gather any art supplies you have. You don't have to use what I have. You might not have it. Crowns, markers, whatever you've got on hand will absolutely work. I'm going to be using paint, but if you don't have paint, it's not a problem. All right, I'll be back in just a second. So just take the first few minutes or seconds of this PD to kind of reflect on your why. Maybe just jot down a few words that come to mind when you think about teaching and why you got into this job and why you love it so much. So just take a minute to brainstorm. Pause me if you need to, and maybe write down a little quote. So I'm going to do that every child is an artist, which is a famous quote by Picasso. So my why is basically helping every kid tap into that artistic talent that they have, and even if they don't feel like they have it, then I can just help them unleash that creativity and learn to embrace it. So I'm going to do every child is an artist, and that's going to be my why. If you'd like to type up your why and print it off, if you have a printer at home, that is a great option. I'm going to freehand mine after we do our painting, so I'm just going to set this aside for now. All right, so if you're using paint, go ahead and get that out. If you have crowns or markers, get those out too. Colored pencils, oil pastels, really anything. I mean, you could even do this in plain pencil if you wanted to. So I got this idea from our teacher I follow online called Cassie Stevens. Her school read The Wild Card, and they did a similar project, but they did theirs in person. Well, since we can't be together, I've kind of modified it a little bit. So start with your materials. I'm using acrylic paint, so it's going to look a little different if you're using crowns or markers. Pick any color you like, and just find a spot on your paper and paint a small dot. If you're using paint, make sure you wash your brush right now. We're gonna switch colors. So if you have crowns, switch colors. If you have markers, switch colors. If you have paint, clean and dry your brush and get a new color. So I'm gonna go to green next, I think. Then you're just gonna paint a bigger dot somewhere else on the paper. It could be right beside it, it could be diagonal, whatever you think. So mine looks pretty transparent, so I'm just gonna go in there and do a second coat. Might have to let that dry a little bit and come back and make it more opaque. I'm gonna keep repeating this dot section 2 more times, so. Making sure to clean my brush really well. I think I'll go for red. Then I'm gonna paint a third, even bigger dot. I'm gonna keep it in the same central location, but you could spread it out on your paper however you see fit. I'm gonna do a fourth and final dot. It's gonna be different colored this time too. And you wanna make this fourth one the biggest one you have so far, then fill it in. So I'm not loving that color. I'm just gonna add a layer of white. Lighten it up, make a little hue of brown here. I'm hoping it'll come out looking more coffee colored. That's a little better. All right, keep cleaning my brush. The next step is gonna be to go in and add just some bubble shapes. So basically just like a ring, and you're just gonna add bubbles all over your paper. You can add as many or as few as you want. So you can follow my lead or kind of go on your own. You can keep them the same color or you can change it up, whatever you think. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with that so far. Get my brush nice and clean, and then I'm going to draw circles around the dots that I have. So the 4 that I did at the beginning, I'm going to basically just make a ring around that. If you want to mix your media, that would be a really cool idea. So if you're not familiar with that term, let's say you start with paint and you want to go in, you know, with the crown like so, and just add the ring that way. That could be any, oh, well, of course you would want to wait till it dries, but. So we're going to continue adding rings. So once you finish adding your circles around the dots, you're going to add some spirals. With today, and then your next step is going to be to basically just get rid of the white space. You want to make it disappear. You know, when kids try to turn in something like this to me and there's a lot of white space, I usually have them go back and work a little bit more. It's kind of my opinion. You get the gist that they're rushing. So I'm just going to start adding different lines, different shapes, just to kind of fill the void here.
seasons change, and the sky turns grey, when the leaves turn brown, I'll be around. I want you to know that nothing stays the same, but you and I will remain. My rose, remember my rose. I want you to know that nothing stays the same, but you and I, we will remain. My rose, remember my rose. I stare, your glare is killing me. I stare, skies of blue. The signs you wear are making me so confused. But the mountains and the trees, are they just what you need, or are they less than what you'd expect to see? And if you're leaving, well, come give me a reason why I'd let you down before you turn around. Now, before you turn around. I stare, you're there, and I'm still here. I swear I'm so confused. The signs you wear are making me feel like I'm the one to lose. But the canyons and the seas, are they just what you need, or are they less than what you'd expect to see? And if you're leaving,
Hey guys,
well,
I'm back,
give
and
me
I
a
wanted
reason why I'd
to show
let
you how to do the
down
last part of the project, which is
before
adding your
you
why.
turn
So like I said earlier, my why was simple. That every child is an artist. There's a couple options for how you can do it. You can write it on there directly in pencil and then go over it with Sharpie or black paint or marker, whatever you have around the house. Excuse me. Or you can print it off and cut it out, cut it into like a few little ribbon strips, or you could cut it out, one letter at a time, like a pencil note. You could use magazine clippings.
Mountains and the trees, are they
Whatever you choose,
perceive, or are they less than what
completely fine by me. I can't wait to see how all
you'd
these turn
expect to
out.
see?
Do the
And
first
if
option.
you're leaving, welcome,
Is to write it
give
directly
me a
on there,
reason why
and
I'd
then
let you
go over
down
it with
before you turn around. Now.
So apparently when I went to go let my dogs outside, I didn't hit record, which I'm pretty sure I did. But anyways, my phone shut off when I was adding black to my words. I was literally just talking to myself for like 10 minutes. So I just wanted to show you the finished product, and thank you all for sticking around and bearing with me. Here's my masterpiece. Every child is an artist.
Every day afternoon like a chapel bell.
I'll just like put a picture up later or something. Anyways, I hope you all had fun. I had a great time creating with you. If you decided to do this PD today, then send me a picture. I'd love to see what you came up with. Email that to me or text me. Alright, have a great day. Bye.